George R.R. Martin, David Benioff, and Dan Weiss all described the ending to A Song of Ice and Fire as bittersweet. Many people seem to believe that this bittersweet ending will be some kind of apocalypse, and I'm here to say they're wrong. I happen to be in the camp that believes that the ending will have Jon Snow on the throne, with Daenerys as his queen and Tyrion Lannister as his hand, but many people describe that as unrealistic. It's too good of an ending, and George R.R. Martin's series is about how bad guys win and good guys lose. But that's not true either. In A Song of Ice and Fire, good guys lose when they underestimate their enemies. When bad guys underestimate their enemies, they also die. There is as many dead bad guys as there are dead good guys in this series, and it is nowhere near as nihilistic as critics like to claim. When describing his bittersweet ending, George R.R. Martin often compares the ending of A Song of Ice and Fire to the bittersweet ending of Lord of the Rings. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings ends with Aragorn fighting off the forces of evil, becoming king, and marrying the total badass. This is the sweet part of a bittersweet ending. What makes the ending of Tolkien's Lord of the Rings bittersweet is largely what happens to Frodo. The ring bearer is completely broken by his experience, to the point where he leaves Middle-earth. A Song of Ice and Fire is likely to end with the realm coming to relative peace and prosperity, but at great cost. Great costs like those that already burden characters like Arya, who was broken earlier in the series, and has since then lost all sense of identity. Arya's character has gained great power and skill, but it's been broken down to no one in the process. Before the series is over, we're likely to see a lot more broken characters and some uneasy compromises to get to the sweet part of a bittersweet ending. A Jon Daenerys Tyrion ending isn't exactly a sweet ending for those characters. They've all had similar roles in the past. When Tyrion was Hand, he was sentenced to execution, though he did fare better than all the other Hands during the series. When Jon Snow was leader of the Night's Watch, he was stabbed to death by his own men. And when Daenerys was queen of Meereen, she caused an international conflict that brought many of the slave cities against her. How A Song of Ice and Fire ends is anyone's guess, but the bitter part of that bittersweet ending is likely to be the cost characters have to pay to give us a relatively good ending. Like, comment, subscribe, share, check out my other videos. I'll be back next week with a video looking at The Tower of Joy.